Now another close cast on is I use the eWrapping. It works just as good as the close cast on that's suggested in the manual book. So I have started just a few rows right here using the eWrapping. So I'm going to take it off and I'm going to show you how to start. Just like you do in your other cast on, and you need to have this cast on comb, and then you selected the needles, and this time I've selected 40 needles as just like the other two. So this is now the cast on comb is on. Well, right now I'm going to bring all the needles out. Okay, they're all the way out. Then I will start eWrapping. If you already done eWrapping before, you can just go ahead and fast forward this part. If not, I will show you how you first make a loop like this. Okay. Alright, then you hook it onto the first one. Alright, just loosely. Okay. Get a little bit closer. And then you bring the long yarn. Now this is just a tail, we don't use this part, right? We'll use the long one. And you'll wrap around the needle right next to it in a counterclockwise motion. Okay, just go like this. Can you see that? Alright. So you don't have to wrap it really tight, because if you wrap it really tight, you will have a hard time pushing the carriage over. So you just kind of loosely continue to wrap the needles in this motion. Okay, now as soon as you have all the needles wrapped, you're going to thread your yarn into the yarn guide, the yarn feeder. Right, like so. Pick up the slack. Now I want to make sure all the latches of these needles are open. Let me use my trusty credit card again. Just open all of them. Okay, so now they're all open. I'll get the needles in the forward position. Okay, I'm going to use a looser tension, so I'll go to 20. Okay, and then I will bring these guys out a little bit. If you don't have this feature, don't worry about it. Okay, just use whatever you have. Okay, like this. I'll set the 2 counts in 2 and 2. I'm going to just knit one row. Okay, make sure that doesn't fall down. It's going to be tight, but that's okay. So that's one row. Now the close cast on, the eWrapping cast on is done. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So release the cast on comb. Okay, gently pull it up a bit, then drop it. Alright. Okay, let's fix that needle. Okay, not that one. I have really bad eyes, so it makes it very difficult to see the needles. So now the cast on comb is dropped. It's still a little bit stiff, but seems okay. Alright, so I have the second row ready, so I'm going to hang these claw weights over there. Okay, at this point, I'm going to bring this guy back in the normal position. Okay, I'll change the tension back to 15. I'll continue to knit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to knit a little bit more. I'm going to take the piece out and show you how it looks like on the edge. I've knitted a small piece right now, so I'm going to take it off and to show you the eWrapping cast on. And this is also a closed cast on, so I will not spend time doing the cast off. I'll just take it off like that. Okay, it's off. Take off the wire. Okay, now this is the piece. Okay, this is the eWrapping cast on. Okay. Okay, so this is also a closed cast on. It will not unravel. Okay, so this is just the knit side of the piece. This is the purl side. Okay, this is all I have to show you today. I can't show you how to do the tuck stitch right now because my carriage has a certain problems that I need to figure out if I can fix it. I'll show you what the problem is. I'll take off the handle. You can have a better view. Okay. Now you notice there's a piece of yarn tied around this arm right there that are connected to the single plate. The reason I do that because the brush right here, the two brushes, the purpose of them is to open the latches of the needles, also clean them. But this one is in pretty good shape. It stays put, and this one not so much. It keeps flipping up and down when I move the carriage, and so it was not doing its job opening the latches or moving the needles along with the brush. So I tied a little piece of yarn in there. The kind of stabilizes a little bit more, but it doesn't do 100%. It's about maybe like 90% of the time. So from time to time, I will have drop stitches, or some of the yarn becomes loose and it never got picked up by the needles because the needle was not open. And the other problem I have with this carriage is these two cams right here. You see these two cams, they have 4 different settings. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for 2, they're identical, so I'm just going to look at one of them. The 2 is for knitting. Okay, 1 is for partial knitting. 3 is for tuck stitch, and then 4 is for partial tuck stitch. Now the problem is when you turn this dial right here, so it pops into the 3, so you can go set into the 2 for knitting or set into 1 for partial knitting. But the problem with my carriage is these 2s are very loose, especially this one. And there were a couple of times when I was just knitting, have them set it to 2, and halfway through my knitting, and this dial has changed itself. Either my hand has brushed against it, or somehow whatever, maybe it's the force of the movement, and it caused it to change. And so, of course, I end up in a mess. So I tried doing the tuck stitch using the carriage, and it was not very successful. Well, I won't be able to demonstrate this one how to make tuck stitch because the carriage is not in perfect condition. I'm not sure if I will be able to fix it, but I'm going to spend a little bit more time looking at it and see if there's anything I can do. Okay, make these guys a little bit more stable. These screws are really tightened to the max, and I cannot tighten them anymore. But these dials still like jumping around quite a bit. Like this one. Yeah, this one is really loose. If I touch it a little bit, it will turn back. So, and then this one, this is the best I can do. So it does. I just have to keep an eye on it like a hawk. If I catch it a few drop stitches, then I have to pick it up immediately. If I continue to knit for the next few rows, and then I will have a lot to deal with to fix. So because of the condition of the carriage, so far I'm not able to make tuck stitch. So I can't show it to you. In the future, hopefully, if I can get this fixed, and I'll be able to make another video to show you how to make the tuck stitch, which is the cool part of this knitting machine. So let's hope somehow in the future I will be able to figure out how to fix it. If not, so hopefully you'll be able to figure it out, and maybe you can make your own video and show us how to make the tuck stitch. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Take care. Happy knitting.